Hi, welcome back to the Choose Your Own Adventure series, where we've been featuring Demetri and Clarissa on their language learning journeys. You've been introduced to Clarissa and you've heard about best practices for language learning, so let's get back to her story. There is a separate video about Demetri's story, but for this one we're going to talk about Clarissa. So she's in a great position to learn a language. She has grammar knowledge because in her lower elementary Montessori program, she learned about the building blocks of grammar through stories, and she worked with grammar boxes, studied parts of speech, and did sentence diagramming. Remember, there are varying degrees of language learning and language acquisition, and there is no one correct approach. However, there is plenty of research in bilingual education that points toward the following components for a successful, well-rounded second language learning journey. And if you saw Demetri's video, this is the same thing, but I'm just going to go through this again quickly. We have intrinsic motivation, immersive experiences, comprehensible input, cross-linguistic comparisons, and constructivist and collaborative approaches. And I've included names of researchers there for you if you wanted to look those up. Clarissa is in an environment that fosters intrinsic motivation. Montessori embraces self-paced learning, allowing for lots of inquiry and projects and exploration. She learned about grammar through her lower elementary years, and a genuine Montessori program is fertile ground for second language learning. But there is something missing from the world language program options that are offered, and we'll get to that in a minute. So dual language Spanish, English Montessori is a beautiful combination, especially if the language materials are stocked with both English and Spanish. The students in this environment can hear the language, they can speak the language and study the language in groups and independently. Students in dual language programs start early, typically in pre-K, kindergarten, or maybe first grade. And from infancy until about age 7 or 8, children are still using early language acquisition skills to grow their language repertoire. So that's why students who are in dual language tend to start early. But Clarissa is in 4th grade, and her school does not have a dual language program. She did not participate in a dual language program. The administrators, and I'll let you look at this conversation here that they're having. They know how important it is for children to acquire a second language, and they are considering their options for a world language program. These are Montessori school administrators talking about possibilities for language acquisition, language learning programs in their school. It would make sense for them to offer a program that is conducive to Montessori philosophy, correct? They could offer a flex program. This would give Clarissa and others the opportunity to be exposed to the language and culture, and Clarissa might be motivated on her own to contribute or to continue her studies independently. Or they could offer a program that utilizes TPRS and CI so that students are learning the language in a more immersive way. And again, Clarissa and her fellow students may be motivated to continue their studies. They may even group together and start having some great conversations about how the language works. But something is missing from both of these options. There's a hole in the curriculum. Do you know what's missing? Stay tuned for the next video to find out. And feel free to peruse my El Puente Bilingüe websites. I have a elpuentebilingüe.com, and then I also have the subdomain for shopping if you'd like to take a look and see what I'm offering so far. I look forward to sharing the next part of Clarissa's story with you. Until then.